Hey guys, welcome back to the Wild Wrestling channel. I am your host, Seth. Today, I'll be giving you guys my NXT Heatwave 2025 predictions. So let's hop right into the video. Play the intro. First up, we have Hank and Tank defending their NXT Tag Team titles against two members of Dark State. This match has come about, interestingly, as we really thought the Culling were the ones who attacked them, and Hank and Tank had plenty of back and forth with them, but it turned out Dark State kind of randomly on NXT said, who do you like? It kind of came about as the way they said it. It was like, when they said it was more as a who do you think attacked you, didn't really build up the suspense there. They kind of just said it. But they did attack Hank and Tank earlier that night, I think, before they said it. But now Hank and Tank have wanted to get their hands on Dark State for so long, and they finally get to it, Heatwave. I bet that this is going to be pretty much a brawl because that's what Dark State's known for, but Hank and Tank is really mad and really just wants to destroy Dark State. But I want to Hank and Tank, but I feel like Dark State should actually win here because I feel like if Hank and Tank get the win, I feel like it's just going to lower Dark State's round. I mean, they didn't lose to Obafemi and all of them, where they got beaten up by all of them, but still that they actually won there, but they got beaten up by all of them, but still they never lost to them. So I'm actually going to take Dark State to get the win here. I just think they're too dominant, and I think the tag titles would make it very interesting on NXT. Next up, we have the number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship between Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Jada Parker. These three women are going to compete to become the number one contender for Jacy Jayne's NXT Women's title. And it's kind of an interesting match on here. I think some people, myself, aren't mad about it on here, but I don't know if it really needed to be on here. It could have been after Heatwave, and then we could have built up after the number one contenders match on NXT, and then we could build up to the next show where they do it. But they're doing it here anyway. I don't think it'll be a bad match. A triple threat will always make it more interesting. And these women have kind of been at each other's throats a little bit, but there's been a big part of the women's division that wants the NXT Women's title, so this makes sense why they're doing it. And personally, I'm going to take Jada Parker to get the win here. She's already feuded with Jacy Jayne a little bit over the title, and Kalani and Lola are going to get there, but I feel like Jada right now is the number one person and the number one priority to challenge for the NXT Women's title, so Jada Parker to get the win. Next up, we have Chelsea Green and Ethan Page versus Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights. After Chelsea Green showed up on NXT when Tavion came out to confront Ethan Page, this all came about as Tavion said he was going to find someone to help him take down Chelsea. And they thought it was going to be someone like Kendall Gray or Carmen, or someone else backstage. Mostly, I'm pretty sure they thought it was going to be Kendall Gray, but it ended up being Tyra May Steele. This past week on NXT, they tried to calm them down with a peace treaty, but it didn't sound very peaceful. So Ava made this mixed tag match for NXT Heatwave, which I think will honestly be a good match. They've built it up quite nicely, actually, and it's cool to see a SmackDown star on an NXT show, and it's a good way to still get the North American title on the card, even if it's not being defended. And personally, I'm going to take Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele to get the win here, because the only reason I'm saying it, this might sound surprising, but the reason that I'm picking them is because I think if Tavion and Tyra got the win, Tavion can future challenge Ethan Page for the NXT North American title, which is something I really want to see. So I think if they get the win here, Tavion can challenge for the title in the future. So Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights to get the win here. Next up, we have Jacy Jayne, Masha Slamovich, and Ash by Elegance in a triple threat match for the TNA Knockouts World title. These three have been at each other's throats on TNA Impact, as Jacy Jayne beat Masha for the Knockouts title at Slammiversary. She looked to get a rematch, but since Ash by Elegance became the number one contender after that Battle Royal, she interfered in that match. When Ash had her chance, Masha interfered there, and they're at each other's throats. All three women can't stand each other. And now it's built up to this triple threat that Santino and Ava have both agreed on. This is definitely going to be very chaotic because, like I said, they're all at each other's throats. So I don't think it'll be a very technical or nice little wrestling match. I think it's going to be kind of more of a brawl. But I think they'll go all out here as Masha and Ash. Masha wants to bring the title back to TNA. Ash wants all the attention on her. And JC wants to keep ruling over the women's division on both brands. And I think JC Jane is still going to walk out TNA Knockouts World Champion. I'm just waiting for Bound for Glory, where I think there we see all the TNA World title and the TNA Knockouts World title come back to TNA. So I'm going to take JC Jane to get the win here. Next up, we have Jordynne Grace versus Blake Monroe. This is probably the most heated rivalry on the card on this show. It has gone so personal, as ever since Blake Monroe turned on Jordynne Grace and cost her the NXT Women's title, Jordynne cannot stand Blake. Literally for the first month after that, just anywhere she saw Blake, she would attack her. And now they are just so at each other that Jordynne still attacks her. She can't stand being in the same room as her, and Blake at this point is just running for her life. And this is going to be a brutal and awesome match, as I think it's going to kind of follow the same thing of Blake Monroe just running and Jordynne Grace just wanting to tear apart Blake. But in the end, I think after all of it, it would be nice to take Jordynne or Blake. Like, it's kind of because Blake could definitely use the win to boost her up, but I don't know. I really want to take Jordynne Grace here, and I'm just going to do that. If Blake wins here, I'm guessing they're going to have a payoff match, but I'm going to take Jordynne Grace to get the win here and get her get back. And finally, the main event, Oba Femi versus Javon Evans for the NXT Championship. Javon Evans, now after Undertaker on Houston told him to go after the big dog, he is ready to go after the NXT title. He defeated Trek this past week in Philadelphia to earn this title shot. And now I think this is going to be awesome. This is going to be a match where I think it's going to be really good, but I think it's going to show Javon the crowd is going to be behind Javon, me included, because I'm going to be there this Sunday. Yeah, you can look for me there and say what's up if you want to. The crowd is going to be behind Javon, in my opinion. And I think everyone's going to want to see Javon win the big one. But Oba is really dominant. But in the end, I think it's going to be an epic match. And as much as I think Oba is just, it's so hard because Oba's so dominant. But I really want to take Javon Evans. Oba won this title back at New Year's Evil, so he's had a long reign with it. And Javon's already tried many times that he's failed. And I think this is the right time to finally give Javon the ball and let him run with it. If you do have Oba win, Javon will still get it in the future. But I think if they were to do it on Javon, this might be the right time. So I'm going to take Javon Evans to walk out of Heatwave, the NXT champion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video. And turn on that bell so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.